Schön ein Ches. שויפתי ושויטרים תיתן לך בכל שעריך אשר אדוני אלוהיך לא יישם לך לשפוטך שופטו אסעום משפט צדק תוירה הקדושה parsha שויפתים ושויטרים תיתן לך בכל שעריך the mitzvah of minui שויפתים the Chaim HaKodesh says that the mitzvah of Shoiftim is samach to the mitzvah in the end of the parsha of Kisei Re'eh. That we ended off Re'eh with the union of Sholo Ishba'am Bashona Yisroel calls a Churecha as Pnei Hashem. So the Chaim HaKodesh says samach mitzvah zula mitzvah Sholo Ishba'am Mishal Lefaneh Lahor Sha'agam Shemitzvah La'ala Sholo Ishba'am Bashona Le'es Pnei Hashem. Even though it's a mitzvah 3 times, he had to go up to see Hashem. And over there, everybody knows that the Makom HaMikdash, Rishon, he omeres Sanhedrin Gedoyla. The Sanhedrin goes there. Kavua, established, set. Apelbaum to Olimlo Shoiftim. The Yisroel, business of Hashem. Don't be some of the beds, and you have to make sure that the shoytrim in your cities don't rely on the fact that the Sanhedrin Gedoyla that you're going to go up 3 times a year anyway, and you'll go over there. So says the Chaim HaKodesh. We want to maybe explain another mahalach in the smichos of shoyftim and shoytrim to the parsha of Rosh Regolim. We said, in all your gates, the Torah says to appoint judges and officers to carry out the judgments. What does the Torah have to emphasize? What does the Torah have to tell us that the name was given to the Bnei Yisrael? We know that that's not necessary over here. We know that Rosh gave us Eretz Yisrael. Mishov to us all mishpat tzedek. Loisata mishpor, loisake por, loisikach shoichad. Torah tells us, ki ashor yavein, eini chachom yishalach divrei tzadikim. Make sure not to take shoichad. Make sure these daryonim will judge emistik. And the Torah continues, tzedek tu, mantichya v'yorashta sa'oret asher Hashem l'kavod yisamach. We think there's a nice mitzvah. Point shoftim, very nice mitzvah, beautiful. Pass the tea, let's move on. A beautiful mitzvah, make shoftim, It says the pasuk, tzedek tu, make sure go after Yibezim Yafeh. The mantichya v'yorashta sa'oret asher Hashem l'kavod yisamach. That the mitzvah of Minoi Dayanim says, according to Rashi, Kedai hu Minoi Hadayanim Hakasherim, to appoint Kasher to Dayanim, just the appointment, Lahach Yosef Yisroel, in order that we should live, it's a schus for life, Yeshiva al Masa, and to be able to stay in Eretz Yisrael. Kedai hu Minoi Hadayanim, an unbelievable Zara. The mitzvah of appointing dayanim and having shoiftim and bezdin and having mokoimas of bezdin is enough. It's not just a nice thing; it's a beautiful thing. The country will run properly. There will be people won't destroy each other. There's batidinim. People will live in peace. It's a beautiful thing. Oh, but Rashi says more. Kedai yumina dayanim. The establishing of dayanim is a kedai lahach Yosef Yisroel to be going in life. It's a skula, sigula for life, and also to remain in Eretz Yisrael, to have the schus to remain in. That's Pshan the pasuk. Tzedek tzedek the mantichya of Yorashta, mantichya schus Chaim, life. Yorashta says, "Or Hashem Hashem Elohim." schus of Yerushas Eretz Yisrael, to stay in Eretz Yisrael, to be at the Yonim. You have to understand the Gevalt of the schus of Minyan Dayonim, Shoiftim, Shoiftim, to the Cholofoshem. In Shloah HaKodesh state another thing in Apelbaum, Nogea Shoiftim, Shoiftim, Titem L'cho. So the Shloah, Masechet Rosh Hashona, Shoiftim, Shoiftim, Titem L'cho. Individual, Titem L'cho, Titem L'chem. Dayan is not for individual, it's for all clients. Titem L'cho, L'chol Sharecha. Make judges in all your openings. Your mouth, you have 7 open, the eyes, the ears, the nostrils, the mouth. Put shoiftim v'shoiftim l'cho, says the shul. And everybody has to have judges by the openings of the ikka openings of a person's in his body, his eyes, his ears, his nose. That's the premise of shoiftim v'shoiftim l'cho. Torah's miram is not only for Klal Yisrael, but l'cho. Every individual has to have shoiftim v'shoiftim. What is the maila of shoiftim v'shoiftim titam? I want to say a dvar for a pshutim, but ma'oi the choshuv and boys, especially this time of year. We're holding Chodesh Elul. Rabbi Yisroel Salanter said in Sefer, they wrote Sefer Musa or Yisroel Milifdim. Originally, amol, there was a time, a person would be in a tremendous fear, there would be tremendous tenseness in the air. When it came around Chodesh Elul, there were great old men, you remember it, that people used to faint when they used to announce just the Chodesh Elul. Today we have to be very careful. We don't talk about fear. It's very important not to mention to anybody about things that are fear, about death, about, you don't talk about those things. You don't talk about those things. You don't talk about, scary things, life and death issues. You don't like to talk about it. Because today, when our generation, we don't like to talk about things. I always give the mashal of the guy whose his mother, the Rabbi was in class and he started to talk to his students about Gehenna, and of Gehenna, that person dying, and he's doing things like that. That afternoon, the Rabbi gets a call. Ding, ding, ding. The Rabbi gets a call from the mother of the son. How dare you scare my child like that? What are you doing with this fear? It's not the generations. 1 second, Rabbi, 1 second. Can you lower it down? The kids in the background watching, kicking out, the guy being blown his head off 70 times in the computer game with blood dripping all over, and he knocked his head off 2,000 points, and he blow his nostril off, just the nostril. But keep it down in the back. Please don't scare my kids. Meanwhile, he's watching who knows what in the background, murder movies and who knows what. But you can't scare them with your head, and it's crazy. What's going on over there? Keep it down. Sorry, Mom, I blew up his brain. The brain is scattered all over. 300,000 points. Don't scare my kid again. It's crazy. But otherwise, we can't scare with Judy, with religious issues. We could blow his brain off, and Mamish can stab him in the heart. Everything's okay, but not when it comes to religious. That's what she really meant. Not that scaring my kid. But anyway, in the Fnim, there was a serious thing. It was Ochsu, Palotsu. Why? Because people who understood the element that were coming to this great day called Rosh Hashona. Now, Rosh Hashona also gets everybody all nervous when we talk about Rosh Hashona. Very, very scary. Rebbe went Sukkot already. Rosh Hashona Yom Kippur get us all nervous, scary, long davening. Miyichya, Miyom, Shoifa gets all nervous. There's Shmuez in, everybody talking about the seriousness. Come on, Simlas Beisha Shoyeva, let's go. Where are we going for the Zimus Yeshiva? Where we get drunk this year? So last year I vomited and told the Yisroel I threw up all over the place. I threw up right in the face of the chassid, knocked this strimal off. The mamish was matching with the strimal, brown and brown. Anyway, good thing I had shown for lunch. Anyway, the kids are serving Shaldavar. Beautiful matzav, unbelievable. That's what I can't wait for. Vomiting all over Alkolis Island, all over the place. It's just the greatest thing. You sing, you dance, get all topsy-turvy, and then you throw it all up. And you go to another Zimus Yeshiva and you drink again. That's what these hot years. Hashona and Kippur. Scary. You don't want to have that time. Let's move on. When is Sukkot on the calendar? But we don't realize it both sides. Rosh Hashona is called the Yontif. The Rambam, the Chor's Mashma, there's a mitzvah of Simcha and Yontif. There's a Yontif Rosh Hashona. It's a Yontif. According to many people, we have to eat meat and drink wine. That everybody's happy about. But the Maisa, there's a mitzvah of Simcha. According to Rambam, there's a mitzvah of Simcha. Everybody knows we don't say Hallel because we can't get too lightheaded. Chaim, but it's a mitzvah of Simcha. It's called the Yontif. It's one of the Yom Tovim. So how do we reconcile this in? So there's a chinuch, Rabbi. So remember the chinuch. The chinuch tells us what is this moyed, this Yontif of Rosh Hashanah. So the chinuch says, "U'mishorshei mitzvahs hamoyed hazeh." The chinuch in mitzvah shin yud aleph. Shehi mehashoyim mechazdei akel al bruov. It's one of the greatest chasodim that Hashem did is Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur Boisat. And if you understood it, we do a jig on Rosh Hashanah, not just on Zimus Yeshiva, to be so happy for the Yontif. Why? Lifko Doisa. For Liros Maasem Yom Echad B'chol Shana V'Shana K'dei Shlo Yisrabu Ha'avonos. Can you imagine we didn't have a Rosh Hashanah Boisat? I don't know if I'll be talking to too many of us here. If we know Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur, so we just pile it on. The Averas would pile on, we'll be taken care of. The Averas got to a level, that's it. For one day a year, for Yom Kippur also, for Yom L'Chapara, you have a chance to do tshuva, to turn around. For Rav Chesed, Hashem pays them back slowly. And through the year he knocks it off, and that's the chinuch learned shots and chesed, how we can slowly knock off. A guy's living with 20,000 averas. Can you imagine every year piled up? That's it. He has no schusim left. What's he going to do? So Bereshom gives Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, a time in Elul, to time to work on ourselves and to slowly knock it off. Let's get those averas out. Let's clear it out. The house is a mess. You clear it out. You make it life. Everybody knows after Yom Kippur you feel cleansed. You feel Baruch Hashem. At least till Slach Lanu already, then we're doing our favors, we have to ban Salon, but Lamaisa, at the end of the day, you know, the famous long word from Shlomo Zalman's father, Chaim Leib Auerbach, he always says, that's the pshat, it makes no sense. A person on Rosh Hashanah, on Erev Yom Kippur, we go in, everybody knows the Sudas Mafsekas, it's only, take it easier, boys. It's only 24 hours without food. But the guy's eating, mamash, he's eating away like he never saw Hashem like he just left Auschwitz. He eats like 6 different meals, and they could get that watermelon in. That by Kol Nidra, he's burping up that watermelon. Burping it up, the chazan, Nidra! The watermelon's coming out of his nose already. He ate so much watermelon. The water, he's going to throw it, mamash. And Lamaisa, at night, we say, Baruch Shem Kavoy Machusay, Kol Ram. We're like Malachim. Guys with a full belly. Malachim! Baruch Shem Kavoy Machusay. Get that burping. Baruch Shem Kavoy Machusay. With all the belly filled up, like Malachim. Moitzi Yom Kippur Boisai. We're saying Shema after Yom Kippur, at the day of fasting, banging away Al Chetz. It's just the opposite. Unless Yom Kippur with the watermelon coming up, we should say like Baruch Shem Moitzi Yom Kippur. They were mamish malachim. The whole day of davening and leave. The guy was saying Tehillim, he didn't even go to take a rest. They should be saying, So Chaim Leib, all about the person is where his machshava is. On the night of Yom Kippur, you might be burping up the water, but you're thinking about tomorrow, the Tiferes. Moitz Yom Kippur, you might have been after the day, but where's your machshava? Oh, can't wait for that orange juice. His mind is on the rugelach that he's having afterwards. He's having Shmona Esrei, very geschmack. Can't wait for that cheesecake. So his machshava is in the cheesecake, so he's a ben adam. At night, his body might be physically full, but his mind is on the day. He's like a Chaim Leib. A person is where his mind is. But that's what Yom Kippur is all about. Rabbi said the day when we're trying to we come out after Yom Kippur. Rabbi said at the end of the day, even though our mind, we feel cleansed, we feel good, we feel like malachim. So zok the chilach and gezach. The person gave us Rosh Hashona, person should be thanked. Oh, you person, I can't wait for Rosh Hashona. I finally be able to clean the place. The guy has a messy house. A couple times he cleans it out. You know how you feel. The guy, here we don't do it ourselves, but the cleaning guy comes in, he cleans the room. You feel like, oh Hashem, I can finally find my socks. Couldn't find it for 2 days. Where are they? Couldn't find the guy in the other bed above me. There's so much piles of who knows what. But so much when you clean it up, it's a different feeling of this. So that's what the Chaim. The Etzem, I think it's Marumas the Rambam. I'm buried the Gedik in Rambam. Every time this Gedik is buried. The Pshat, the Chaim is Marumas in the Rambam. The Rambam says, in Perek Gimel Milchus Shuv Halacha Gimel, Kishem Sheshurkin Avodah Zolim Mitzchus B'Shas Kisah. So just like when a person dies, the Shurkin, Kach B'chol Shana V'Shana. Listen to the Rambam, Dik in the Rambam. I call it Emes Lamita, this Dik in the Rambam. Kach B'chol Shana V'Shana Shurkin Avodas Kolecha V'Ech Mi'Boy Ha'olam Im Zchuyosav B'Yontov Shel Rosh Hashana. Misha Nitzotza Nachum L'Chaim. The Rambam says, "V'shoiklin his avonis b'yontiv shel Rosh Hashana." What does Rambam have to say b'yontiv? He should say, "V'shoiklin avonis on Rosh Hashana." What's the yontiv shel Rosh Hashana? The Rambam here, of course, the Rambam is the Yisroel b'chinuch. That's why it's a yontiv. That's the yontiv of Rosh Hashana. Hashem shoiklin avonis, and then he wipes it away, because then we be Hashem, we can come to a proper kapora and we can be cleansed. But I think Rabbi said there's another aspect here, a murdic aspect. There's another aspect of here which I want to bring out down because another Yisroel I want to tie into the parsha, which I think is so important, and this is what it's all about, Rosh Hashanah. This is what we have to get into the times, Rabbi said, and we have to think a little bit. We have to use our brains. When I should give you a brain to use it to think and to come to some realizations, Rabbi said. And I think that this time of year, besides the fact that we get parsha avodas, but I think there's something much more. That's not much more than not all the but there's another good, and it could be nichlam to be showing them also. But there's another aspect of what Rosh Hashanah is all about. Why it's yontiv Rosh Hashanah. The pasuk says, "Rabbi said, v'lo yisikach shoichad ki hashoichad ya'aver eni chacham v'yisalek t'rizah." The Torah tells us this week's parsha, make sure you point George, but make sure they're not giving any shoichat. Shoichat has an unbelievable koyach to change and distort the mind of a person. It's a murder of a person. The guy could be a tzaddik, he could be the most fair person, the most yosherdik person. But if he's given a little bit of shoichat, the Gemara in learning Subas Beis Hashem, the 13th parak, Kama Sugis of a Kufay, the Gemara is saying 105a, the Gemara is talking about Amoyroim who were dying in case, and somebody just gave them a present, a basket. They wiped, there was a mice with someone that came in and a bird came by and he shoot away the bird. And the guy said, I don't want to do anything for you. A person has what's called shoichat. When he has shoichat, it distorts a person's mind. Rabbi Chaim takes this aspect not only to Dayanim, but into our private lives. Rabbi Chanan has a tremendous kasha. Ask Rabbi Chanan Wasserman, I don't understand. You have a bar mitzvah bacha. He's 13 years old. He just got his new Borsalino hat. It's 3 times the size of him. You barely can see his face. He's wearing his new hat. He barely knows anything. He's just, he knows it's the mitzvah pshetel that he's chazed 400 times, but he still doesn't know what the word chakiva means. But he says it over with an oomph. And there's a Hakira in the Acharonim of Reb Chaim Soloveitchik. And he argues with the Beis Lechem Yehuda. No, his father kicks him. No, that's the next shit. Okay, there's no machlokas. But anyway, he tries to remember his mitzvah pshatel. He barely knows anything. And he's sitting there at the table with everybody around with his big hat. Still you can't see him. But they all come over, give him presents. And he's sitting there. This bar mitzvah boy has new mitzvahs on him. One of the mitzvahs that he has is a mitzvah of Emunah in Hashem, to believe there's one God who created the world and runs the world, and there's no one else but him. And he's mechuyev in that mitzvah. And if he doesn't believe in it, he's apikoris. Now you say, why not? Well, the biggest philosophers, many philosophers, deep thinkers with big brains, says Rabbi Chaim, they had a hard time with these things, some of them. And this bar mitzvah bacha, who barely knows anything, he's mechuyev to have this mitzvah. His brain is not developed so much yet. What do you want from this kid? He has to believe in a God, one God, and he's running the world, everything. And if he doesn't, he's apikoris. He doesn't have a cheret l'olam haba. What do you want for this little kid? He barely knows who Reb Chaim Soloveitchik, he can't even pronounce it. He has to believe in one God, there's no shitfis, and he's running the world, his brain doesn't work so much. He barely can figure out his mitzvah pshatel. That's what B'chonan, how do we mechayev this kid? And the philosophers are dealing with the biggest intricate problems they don't understand, and this bar mitzvah boy. Secondly, B'chonan has a kasha. In Shema, we say every day, don't go after your hearts, and don't go after your eyes. It says the Chazal, don't go after your hearts, which means don't be a min, don't be apikoris. Ask Rabbi Chanan, what does the heart have to do with apikoris? Apikoris in the brain. The guy is crooked, he doesn't understand. What does it do with his heart? It says Rabbi Chanan, a big Yisroel, that to believe in a God and to understand that there's one God that's running the world, created the world, is the most simplest, most littlest and simplest and basic thing that anybody, even a young bar mitzvah bacha, could understand. Just as was Yeshaya Novi said, just go out, go out and look at the stars, go out and look at the world, go out and look at a tree, go out and look at your hands, go out and look at your brain in a book, go out and look a little bit around you, and that's the most simplest, basic thing. So how could it be that the biggest philosophers, they're struggling with belief in God, and they're struggling? It says, Rabbi Chanan, it's a first apostle. Bribery, shoichad, makes a person distorted. Even the smartest man in the world, the highest IQ, the most deepest thinker. But if you have a problem with shoichad, you won't be able to see. He knows secret. Says Rabbi Chanan that when a person has Tiferes and ritzoinus and things in his heart that he wants, and he knows that if he believes in God, he's going to have to give that up. If he believes in the real truth, if he lives in reality, he's going to have to give up his world of fantasy, his world of pleasure, that whole world that he's living in, he's going to have to give it up. So what's the way to get around that? I don't believe. He wants to go do whatever he wants. I have questions. Of course you have questions. If you didn't have questions, you couldn't go do what you're doing now. You couldn't go live with a dog. It's a little bit of it. You're a human being. What are you doing living with a dog? What can I do? I can't control myself. Okay, but it doesn't make sense. And whatever, I can't control myself. Okay, you say that, but there's a God. No, I have questions. Yeah, because if you didn't have questions, you couldn't do what you want to do. It's shoichad. You want to do things, you want to eat, whatever you want to do in this world, when it's not the right thing, the way to get around is to make questions. So it's beautiful. Because it's what's controlling whether you're going to be a min abikoides. It's your lave, your desires, that you want to live a certain way. You don't want to change. You don't want to live in reality. You want to live in your world of fantasy, of garbage, of craziness. But how can I live with guilt my whole life? Oh, I don't have to live with guilt. There's no religion. Out the window. Now, no guilt. Beautiful. So the whole minus now, because comes from the Ravchem, and that's why the Bar Mitzvah boy does understand. Because it's so simple. But the biggest philosopher who they found, these great philosophers, and they found they were doing crazy things, very immoral things, they said, oh, it's not me now, it's somebody else. He wanted to live a life of craziness? So, okay. Belief questions, but it's so simple. My bossa, I see bossa, I see my hands, I see my the whole system of a body. It's unbelievable. You think about what's going on every second. The eyes, the cameras, and the ears are instruments of hearing that the most complicated. The brain is the most major computer. Who created such? Who was born such a zach? Was his parsha? There's a creator, and as a creator, he has a plan, a purpose. That's ki hashoichet ya'av. Rabbi said, "Yisoid of shoiftim v'shoiftim l'chor." Why do we need shoiftim v'shoiftim? Is because Hashem created us Yosher. Hashem created us Yosher, says the pasuk in Koheles. He created us straight. He created us in reality. He created us with understanding what is our tachas, what we're here for, to see God in the most simplest way, and understand that I'm here for a purpose. I'm not here to eat potato chips. That's why I didn't come to this world to eat potato chips and drink. Tachas of shoiftim and shoitrim, Rabbi said. To judge tzedek, Rabbi said, is because Hashem made us Yosher. And to be Yosher, that's our tachas for life to live, Rabbi said. We're called Yisroel. Yosher Kel, that's the tachas of Klal Yisrael. Dayonim and Shoitrim are there, Rabbi said, to keep us in check. A person could lose his mind. He can get a little distorted. He can think his way is right. Why? Shoichad. Many times come to the Dayonim, and it's a simple, short case. Why does he even believe that he's right against his neighbor? Shoichad. He wants to keep his money. Dayonim, the tachas of Dayonim, is a reality check to get a person to live in the reality of things, to understand what is Yosher, what is truly straightforward and right and real. Shoiftim v'shoiftim l'chol kedai dayonim, the tachas of dayonim, Rabbi said. B'chol shach Hashem Elokecha, the Hashem gave you this land of Eretz Yisrael. Why did He give it to you? It's Yosher Kel, it's a land for Yashras to do the tachas of it, the Yisroel. Hashem gives you something for the tachas, why you came to this world for. So the Meir of the Yisroel says, Mina Dayonim is something that's Kedai Lahachlois Es Yisroel, because it creates Yashros to get back to reality. Ulo Yeshiva Alad Mosan in Eretz Yisroel, land of Yashros, it brings a person back to be straightforward and real and right. The pashtus of Rabbi, what Rosh Hashona is a yontif, it's so choshev, Rabbi said, to get tuned into Rosh Hashona, because Rosh Hashona is a reality check. The tachas of Rosh Hashona have the tefillos and the sanatoikev and this and everything, Rabbi said. But the Chaim Sefer Yereim and the Marsho and Rosh Hashona Lamed Beis all say that we have Malchus, Tiferes, and Shoifres. Three major brachos that constitutes the whole Shemona Esrei. That's the Shemona Esrei Musaf. And what are they about? Mitzias Hashem, reality. There's a Bnei Shalom of the world, and there's a plan and purpose. Zichroy Yischar v'Oinish, that a person is in this world to understand that there's a God, and He has something that we have to do on account. If we do it, we get schar. We don't do it, there's Oinish. And the third thing is Shoyv Torah L'Shamayim. Those are the three basis tenets of Yahadus, of Tachlis. So Rosh Hashanah, what it is, Rabbi say, in its essence, Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, that whole time is to bring us into reality. That in case we lived the whole year, that we got lost. And we totally went out of line. And we totally looked far. The parsha gave such a gavaldik yontif that we go to a shul and we dive in the tefillos that put us into the reality of what we're doing in this world. That a person has to think for a second. You saw it, what did the Rebbe create us for? What am I doing here? Think for yourself. Whatever your name is, Shmuel Belchbaum, Persia made you. What is your tachlis? I don't think it's just a belch. What's your tachlis, Shmuel Belchbaum? You're not there just to belch. You're here for a tafki. The Persia made you. Do something with your life. What are you doing with your life? That's what the whole Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur is about. It's a reality check. It's shayftim, it's shayftim, tidin l'chom, sh'ol sh'orecha. We can get lost with a shaychat. How many of us are living in a world of fantasy? Total fantasy. With all the technology today, the whole world of technology, is all major part of fantasy. The world of advertisement, all that world's all fantasy. And we have to get back into reality where Yidden, the Goyim also have to get into reality. Well, we have a special deal. We Yosher Kel, we Yisroel. We have an Eretz Yisrael. We're here to to be Yosher, to be straight, to be Erlich, to be real. And a person understands this. This days of Hashona is such b'sem simcha. You're finally getting back to who you're really supposed to be. You're finding yourself. You're finding what you're supposed to accomplish in this world. You were lost. A whole year went by, and we were involved in who knows what. And the started making more and more fantasies about this and being that, and who knows what. And so, a person ends up all lost. He doesn't know what I'm supposed to be doing, and this and that. Maybe I should go here and go there. What about Yiddishkeit? Oh, I'll fit that into the day, Rabbi. Somehow. We'll put on some tefillin before the Shkia. We'll do something. Maybe I'll say a Yashi Yotza once in a while. But I have to, go make a living. And I have to go here, make money, and be involved, and get out. Well, nothing wrong with making money, I say. Nothing wrong with living in comfort. But you have to realize what you're created for. What's the tachlis? Rosh Hashanah is a day when we're reborn. So is Mashiach the Yerushalmi. It's a rebirth. Everybody's reborn again. It's a rebirth. So if you rebirth, you know what you're living for. If the parsha is giving out life, was how many times we're going to say Rosh Hashanah, give us life, to life for the Chaim. We're all busy with life. The whole Rosh Hashanah is about life. What you ask for a second, the person giving me life, what am I supposed to do with it? Well, it's a simple question. If the person is giving me life, what am I doing with that life? He's going to give me another year of life, but we believe it. Yeah. So the person is giving out a ton of life. Shouldn't you think about what's the tachlis of life? What are you living for? What are you doing with your life? Are you accomplishing? Are you doing something with your life? The guy starts to get the reality check on this. And then he understands that it doesn't make sense that I should be sleeping in a bed for days. It can't be that's the tachlis, to be like a bear. And in the winter months, go into hibernation. It can't be that I should be sleeping so many hours during the day. I'm supposed to be accomplishment. It can't be that from Thursday night till Sunday morning I don't do any learning. It can't be. The person's every day supposed to be kavedim l'Torah. It can't be that I don't see a Gemara or see something from Thursday night. So I'm a machmed and makdim from Thursday afternoon. But till Sunday morning, nothing. Yiddish guys turned off. The weekends were made for Mikolob. or whatever beer you like. But how could it be because Shabbos is the time when you get even closer to Hashem? How could a Shabbos not be an activity of understanding there's a tachlis? That's what Shabbos is all about. The 6 days we're working to think about what we're here for. Instead, Shabbos becomes a party time, party hardy. You go from this kiddush to that kiddush, you drink, and you go here, and you end up who knows where. Okay, time for Shalosh Shudas. Shalosh Shudas was just Friday night, just a few minutes ago. You don't seem to remember what happened. Well, the other guy, Friday night, he dives off the diving board. After the Friday night shooter, the next thing he knows, what? I just went to sleep. It's Friday night. What happened? I tell you the bad news. It's Sunday morning. I didn't think I'd go last night. What happened? I guess it was one shot too many. That was his Shabbos, lying like a dead piece of carcass for 27 hours straight. His roommate had to shake him up on Sunday morning. Yankee, get out of bed! Well, they call out Salah. You've been sleeping so long. But he said, reality check. We're created with a mind, with a heart, to accomplish, to do something with our lives. So each person has a tafkid. Each person's here to make Kiddush Hashem, to bring cover to the Shekhinah by side. That's what Rosh Hashona is about. That's why it's a Gavaldik Yontif. You could be living in a whole world of Dimyoin. The guy thought, who he was, Superman. He even jumped off the roof. He has bruises. He thought he was Superman. He's doing crazy things. He's going around the world doing crazy things. There's this man, he's totally fantasizing. Rosh Hashona is a time to get into reality. And if we do that, Rabbi said, it can be a life change. Because we'll be living life for the reason we're supposed to be living. And that's what Rosh Hashona is all about. So these days of Elul, I say, is the Hashona. You walk into Rosh Hashona and you have no Hashona, because it's very hard to get into the mood of things. That's why Hashem gave it the Chesed, the Chodesh Elul. And Hashem loves us so much. Get in the mood, start thinking. I say, we don't want to scare anybody over here. No scaring, just don't blow the guy's brains up. But no scaring, no scaring. You don't scare anybody. Because it's not scary, when you face up to reality, it can be a little bit scary. But if you understand and you use that understanding, the new knowledge to improve it, it's the greatest thing. It's a life changer, and you start to feel unbelievable. Wow, this life is great. There's so much tachlis, there's so much purpose. There's so much purpose for everything we do, Rabbi. If you look at it, think about a Jew's day, Rabbi, the parsha made so many mitzvahs. Everything we do in a mitzvah, you wake up in the morning, you come out of bed, right away, wash your hands, okay, it's time to get dressed, to go to shul. I'm not davening yet. No, parsha, when I get to shul, then we'll start religious. No, get up in the morning, shoes, right, left, right, boom, ba, everything was why. The person understand, the person wants us to understand that everything has purpose. There's a world of plan and purpose. And if we understand and we take it to heart, and we think about it, and we start to think a little bit of Blisai, start to think of it, and be reality Blisai, then our lives that a Blisai gives us, first of all, we are supposed to have life. Because the person knows we're going to use it for the right purpose. But chutz from that was the simcha of the realization that whoever I am, I have a purpose. I have something to accomplish. I have something to do in this world, and that's going to make a difference in the whole gamut of everything. He's giving me a tafkid, a purpose, a job to accomplish. And if I accomplish that job, the whole world's going to be a different world. It's going to be a better world if I do my tafkid. You start to think about these things and work on them and come to Rosh Hashona and yes, Chaim, this life that you're going to give me this year, I'm going to take this life and give it purpose. I'm going to take this life to version that you give me, and I'm going to connect to you. The Eez Hashem to that will be Zeicha. So Ksiva Ksiva Teiva. Amen.